Hi guys, it's Olivia. So for today's TikTok Tuesday, we're gonna have a little bit of a two-parter for you. So the first part is gonna be this Instagram video where I'm gonna take you through some basic dance steps that every musical theater kid should know in preparation for a dance audition combo or even just learning general choreo with your choreographer for a show. And then the second part will be over on our TikTok page, and I will do a little combo that combines all of the basic steps that we learned today for you to try on your own and see if you can take the challenge. So let's get started. Our first step, one of the easier ones we're going to do today, is called the ball change. Now, people overthink this step and kind of just get in their heads with it. So I'm going to give you two basic things to keep in mind when you're doing this step to just really make it easy. One, it's called the ball change for a reason. You want to keep the weight of your whole body centered in the balls of your feet. Don't drop your weight back in your heels because then you're going to be all off balance and just having trouble moving. The second thing is just don't make it too big. You don't need to it should really be under yourself when you're changing weight, and with those two in mind, you're going to be a pro at this step. So we're going to start with the right ball change, which is where you take your right foot, you step it back, and then you step forward on your left foot. So it's a little change of your weight. You're changing from right to left. Ready? So we're going right to left. That's all it is. This is used in a lot of tap numbers, and it's also just good sometimes for like a prep, for a turn, just general choreo. And then the left ball change, same thing. Pick up your left foot, step it back, step front on your right foot. You can do ball changes all day long. Okay, so then for our next step, we are going to learn how to do the pas de bourrée. This step is very similar to the ball change in you want to keep the weight centered on the balls of your feet and just keep your core tight so you don't get tripped up over your feet. So we're going to go to the right to do our right pas de bourrée first. So we're going to step out with our right foot on a tiny bit of a diagonal, cross your left foot behind, step your right foot out again, and then step forward with your left foot. That's it, guys. So a little bit faster. We have right, left, and this can be used in a traveling, for a traveling reason in a dance. In that case, you would do a really big pas de bourrée, and nice and pretty. And that can prep you for a turn or a jump as well, in which you want to make sure that when you finish your pas de bourrée, you really plie on that front leg. And if that's the case for a turn, once you get to that final position, you want to make sure all of your weight is centered over the ball of your left foot, the supporting leg, so that you can pick up the back leg at a drop of a hat. So you're ready for your turn. Okay, so then our next step that we're going to do, we are going to go over the basics for a pirouette. So there are lots of different kinds of pirouettes, inside and outside. So let's start with just a general right pirouette. You typically are in a parallel or turned out fourth position, but for this, we're just gonna do parallel fourth position. Your left leg is forward and in a plie, and the back leg is ready to pick up to passe. So for most musical theater and just dance in general, we typically do outside pirouettes, which would be turning towards the leg that we're picking up. That's just what we normally do. An inside pirouette is if you turn this way and pick up the leg and you turn over your supporting leg. And that goes for right or left. Inside pirouette, turn over your supporting leg. But let's focus on our parallel outside pirouette. So we're in our fourth position. Just for these purposes, we're going to be in our prep right here. And your weight, just like we ended the pas de bourrée to prep for a turn, is over the ball of this foot. Your core is tight. Your shoulder blades are squeezing back, pinching together. Your head is lifting up, but your shoulders are also pressing down. Lots of opposition going on here. And all of this is just to make sure that you're nice and stable for your turn. No, it's lots to think about, but if you do, you're gonna have a spot on pirouette. And then after we are ready for our prep, arms are ready, we are going to pick up the right leg and attach it right to this little keyhole in your knee, right to the inside. Your toe should go right about there. And you want to squeeze your inner thighs and your glutes. Make sure that's nice and connected. Second step is, since we are in our nice plie and we are right over the ball of our foot, we can press straight up to a nice releve with the passe. So after you're thinking about all of that, there's one big element left, and that's called spotting. So for my non-dancers, you might be less comfortable with spotting and be like, why the heck would I want to do that? I just want to twirl and get it over with. Trust me, it helps. It will keep you centered, and honestly, you just never want to be looking away from the audience. You want them to see your face. So it's a great thing altogether. So to practice our spotting, you're gonna look right in front of you. It helps if you have a mirror. So I'm looking at my camera, but for those of you at home, look in a mirror. And you are just gonna slowly turn around until you can't see yourself anymore. You have to whip your head back and find your eyes. And if you keep doing this, I could do this all day long. I'm not gonna get dizzy, and I'm going to keep my balance. Whereas if I'm just turning around like this, you're gonna get dizzy in about 2 turns. So that's another reason why we spot. Keeps you centered, keeps you from getting dizzy, and also it looks nice, so why not do it? So let's put it all together. We step forward in our 4th position with our left foot forward. Plie, weight over the supporting leg, bend in the back knee, we put our arms forward, shoulders down, head lifting up, shoulder blades squeezing, and we bring it to a first position for most turns. You can do here, you can do lots of things, but for this, we're gonna do standard first position. They come right in. It's another thing. Don't linger around. You wanna hit it and land. Make sure you get your arms as soon as possible because they're gonna help whip you around and squeeze your core. Just keep you tight all together. All right, so we go down and we press up and make sure you spot. And that's our pirouette. Lots of stuff to think about, but you can do it at home as many times as you want and watch this over and over again until you got that all glued into your brain. Okay, so for our next, we're gonna talk about a battement. So you can do just a small battement, which is just, okay, first of all, battement is a kick, and you wanna keep your leg straight when you're kicking. If the choreographer wants you to like bend at the knee when you're kicking, that would be a développé, bend from the knee. But for most grand battements, you're going to keep the legs straight. Ooh, you heard my hip crack. So you can do a battement to the front, kick to the front, or you can do a kick to the side. Now the biggest thing to help you out with your kick to the side and kind of get it a little higher, and also just to be healthy without cranking your turn out too much past where you naturally want to go, is to slightly kick on the diagonal. It's gonna look like it's to the side to the audience, and it's to your personal turnout. When they say, oh, like kick to the side, it's not gonna be directly to the side. You can't get it that high, it's not good for your hip, and it's all together just not gonna work as well. So we have a grand battement. This is with our right leg to the side. I'm gonna keep it on the diagonal, and you wanna try and keep that supporting leg straight and really extend this hip. When I'm doing it, I feel this hip leaning. You don't wanna crunch this side to try and get that leg up. So I do a nice kick and down. And if your kick's not high, it doesn't matter if your kick is right here. As long as you're nice and aligned and your chest stays up and you're not wobbling around, it's gonna look so much better than trying to get your leg up past where it can go. And then to the front, I'll do it on the left side, change it up. And you can do this from any position. I'm just kind of with my leg behind me, but you can do it from standing, parallel together, whatever. You wanna make sure that your shoulders stay up, your chin is lifted. You don't wanna do this. That's like nails on a chalkboard to choreographers. I don't want to see this. Oh, just because you think you can get your leg up a little bit higher if you really crunch, trust me, it's gonna go the same height. It's just gonna make all of this look not so nice. So, chest up, shoulders back. Remember to squeeze those shoulder blades, and you just have a very nice presentation. And you have to keep all of that while you do your grand battement. And if it's not that high, it's okay. That's where you work on your flexibility. But this is all about the technique. So, basic on kicks, high kicks, low kicks, everywhere in between. Our next step we're going to do is the Shinai. Also, not a super hard move, but used in a lot of things. Great transition step. Everyone should know what this is. So, we're going to start with the right Shinai. You're basically just pivoting. So you're going to step out. This is it. Just generally. Step out. You're going to step on over again, so a half turn, and then another half turn. So it's really just 2 half turns, but your first step just kind of opens you up. And then after we have all that together, you want to be on a nice releve on your toes, not your toes, the balls of your feet. And typically Shinai arms are nice out to the side, second position, and then you're close to first on that first, on the second step when you start to make your half turn. And you should be spotting the side, remember our spotting, and then you make another half turn and whip it around. So it's hard to do slow. It looks like this, turn, turn, turn. And that's like if I'm traveling to the side, depends where your spot is depending on where you're traveling. If I wanted to do a Shinai to the front, I would spot the front. There we go. And that's the Shinai. Our last step is our good old friend, the box step. Kind of similar to the pas de bourrée, but in my opinion, a little easier. So let's start with our right box step. We're gonna cross our right foot in front, step our left foot out, step our right foot out, and then bring it back to the center. You can either bring your feet together or bring it forward. It just depends on what the choreographer wants. So we're gonna cross, open, back, together, or forward, whatever your choreographer wants, depending on your dance. Okay? And then our left box step, same thing. We cross our left foot, we step our right foot out, we cross our left foot back, and then together. So you're making a box, essentially. You're going over the corners, kind of, but if you just really remember right, left. I say stuff in my head all the time to remember what foot is going where. I still do it, and I've danced for how many years. It's always helpful and just really keeps you focused on what you're doing. You never want to zone out when you're dancing or learning new choreography. You want to find little mnemonics in your head to remember what you're doing. So that's all of our steps for today. Head over to the TikTok page, Keystone Youth Theatrics, to learn our little combo and put all these fun steps together and keep practicing. Have a good day, guys.